It just looks like tar. Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. Howdy doody dangly folks, hope you are well. It's Barry here and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are doing another Barry Tries, the playlist in which I try generally recipes that are well known out to the public, that's something a bit more intriguing, well-known chefs, blogs, all that sort of stuff. Now, this one was sent in for me to try. This today is homemade Twiglets. Now if you don't know what Twiglets are, well, luckily you do have a pack of Twiglets behind your ear. This is a multi-pack of, they're basically like wheaty sticks drenched in Marmite, and they're a little bit knobbly. We'll show you in a minute. Now, there's a few things for me personally about my Twiglet life experience. First thing, I did not ever try one or even liked them until Mrs. Barry introduced me to them. I think that was like, it's always at Christmas. The second thing with Twiglets, if you've not seen the Mr. Bean sketch years ago, he was trying to serve them for his party, and I think he got some twigs and dunked them in Marmite because they do look like that. And some people would say they taste like that. The third thing reminds me of my friend. He actually used to like Twiglets just as much as Monster Munch, which were horrendously greasy, like pickled onion crisps. And like we'd be playing the game, it was Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that, and we would share the controller. He'd play, pass it over, and then I'd be having to try to use it with like all these like greasy pickled onion Twiglet hands. Amazing. Actually, the other really weird thing for me is I do not like Marmite, okay? So this is basically like, it's not like Vegemite. When I say that, Australians get angry, but it's the closest thing to it in other countries I can think of. It's a yeast extract, and they do literally say you either love it or hate it. It is one of those things. It's quite tangy, it's sticky, and on its own, I can't do it. Mrs. Barry loves this on toast. Now this is a Twiglet. Can you see? It's like a big old bumpy stick. But already, can you see that? My finger like that? If you start eating Twiglets, after a while, you get like really dirty Twiglet hands. That is what we're aiming for. I don't like Marmite, but I like these. The world is weird. Look at my fingers already. That's what happens. It's internationally acceptable to eat Twiglets and have dirty fingers. It's fine. Oh, and I've got to show this is a Marmite peanut butter that I was given as a gift. I haven't opened it yet, but I'm going to do that as my bonus Patreon video this month. I don't think I'm going to like it. I don't like you anyway. We need this for the video. So let's just have a teeny closer look at them. They're all fairly consistent in size as well, but they're kind of puffy. If I bite into one, they're quite hollow. They are baked, but they're made mostly with wheat flour, which is what I've got. It was quite hard to get the actual type that I needed, but other than that, you can see like the dusting of the Marmite on there. I just don't know how they get this sort of like, are they actually genuinely twigs? I don't think they are, but they've managed to make them like puff. And it's amazing. They also look like bones as well. And the recipe I've found involves making a dough. I'm not certain it's gonna work. This could be the first Barry Tries that fails, but let's get going. That's it, mate. You take a seat down there, all right? Keep an eye out. Okay, so the recipe I've got is corresponding to the back of a pack of Twiglets. This is some whole wheat flour. 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of water and a tablespoon of olive oil. Unnecessary salt, babe. All right. I used to film in here. Do you remember? I'm ripping the rest of that kitchen out soon. It's sort of like my office, my temporary desk at the moment, if you're wondering. There you go. Anyhow, back to Twiglets. And the only thing it doesn't say to add, which is on the back of the packaging, is a little bit of pepper. So apparently what we do, first of all, is combine this all together to make a dough. Now that looks really dry. I assume I can add some more water if it doesn't clump together, but I'm going to give it a chance. Look, it's sort of bonding a little bit. Alright, I added another 2 tablespoons of water, and then it's sort of come together like this sort of big wheaty tennis ball. Now, even if it is a little wet, we're gonna sprinkle some flour down to roll it out anyway now. This is the next step. Actually, that's actually pretty good, but I'm gonna roll it in the flour anyway, just because it's gonna help give it a little bit more strength. And what we're gonna do, this is so weird. How is this gonna be Twiglets? Apparently we roll it out as thin as we can. I don't get this. Maybe they're gonna puff up when they bake. I'm gonna use that for scale. Okay. All right, I'm happy with that. It's well floured, so it's not gonna stick down, but also at the same time, I don't want it too much floured because now we're gonna paint it. Apparently we paint it in Marmite. I could imagine them in a factory doing this. Marmite and butter. So apparently we take some butter. All right. Now I don't get why we're doing this, because the actual Marmite itself on the Twiglets, it feels a bit more like dusty, but maybe it gets baked off and incinerated. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna believe in it. But I think the butter is gonna help cling the Marmite and make it a bit more maneuverable and spreadable onto our sticks. That smells good. I've never really wanted to drink melted butter before, but this feels like the best thing going right now. Marmite then, for those of you that have never opened a tub, here we go. We're gonna plunge the spoon in, and effectively, it just looks like tar. It's a fairly warm room. Into the melted butter like that. That looks like chocolate going into butter for brownies. It's not. But I'm gonna need a pastry brush anyway, so I'm just gonna mix this together until it creates some sort of Marmite spread. To be fair, because that butter's warm and maneuverable, it is helping the Marmite be a little bit more, I don't know, playful. We're gonna take like carpet of Twiglet dough, and this is where it's going to get a little bit messy apparently, so we just brush. This feels weird. Why don't I just make one big Twiglet like this? This is fine. So we do the one side like that. This is crazy. Oh dear. And then I'm gonna flip it over. Oh my gosh, that's disgusting. Coat it this side too. There we go. So that is our dough, double coated. Marmite on both sides. Yeah, let's cut it up. Okay, so the recipe I'm following does actually tell you to just do loads of long strips like that. A little bit like those cheese sticks that you get at parties and things. But I'm gonna try and stay more in tune with the actual Twiglets that we've got size-wise. So I'm gonna cut lots of little sticks like that. That's a Twiglet apparently. This is so strange. I don't know if this is going to work whatsoever, but I've got two other ideas based around this. I'm going to keep slicing these up, and I'll see you when I get to the end, hopefully with a load of small tiny Marmite inspired fish fingers. Okay, it is actually firming up. The Marmite, as it's sort of, maybe the butter's sort of starting to set a teeny bit, it's giving them a teeny bit of strength. So I'm surprised by that. Of course, they're very, very flat indeed, but apparently now I've got way too much. This is going to be fine for this experiment. But apparently what we do now is, well, the recipe tells me to twist it. So I guess we just kind of wrap it round on itself. That's literally what they did. They curved it. Can you see that? It's just so wet and squidgy now, you can't really do too much. Look, they were like just twisted like that, see? Twisted is also someone who's backed my Kickstarter campaign and given me no other contact information at all. I've like messaged him 4 times now. So if you're watching, mate, please could you get in touch because I want to send it to you. Cheers. Can I roll it to get it a bit more cylindrical? Yes, I can. Now I've got an idea around this because, oh, that's good. Yes, let's do that. Yes, yes, yes. I'm not going to twist them. Or maybe we'll twist a couple like the recipe told me to. This is what the internet recipe told me to. So, no, they're not going to break them. Oh my gosh. They're actually really delicate now. Well, I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead, if I am ahead at all, and bake these. I'm just not sure how this is going to become this. Maybe as it cooks, it's going to puff up. Because they are baked. Maybe that's what's going to happen. But you've got these real knobbly bits. Let's find out. Let's stick them in the oven and think about things. Right, Amy, I've just preheated my oven to 180C or 200C fan, and apparently, as you'd expect, because they're so thin, they only bake for about 8 minutes, which, in that amount of time, we're expecting a lot to happen. So, let's see what happens. All right, so just while the oven is preheating, I have actually cut some slightly wider ones. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and push down a bit on the flat edge, just to try and give me a little bit of curve. Oh, this is so sticky and horrible. It just wants to go flat, look at that. Oh no. Right, let's take an even bigger, wider one then. Let's just like, roll it up, Snoop Dogg style. Ah, there you go though, that's actually much better. That's more cylindrical. There we go. Huh? way more Twiglet looking already. You want it to be like a twig like that with bumps in it. I'm not sure in the factory they do this one by one, but that does look a lot more twiggy. I'm gonna do a few more of those and put them on the same tray. Little life update. My hands are disgustingly sticky and horrible. If you like Marmite, this is probably really good fun for you, but it's just getting so wet. It's really hard to roll it up. Oh, I've got a couple on the tray though, I'll show you now. I made some space, I think I was gonna do way more, but look, if you look at that, that is a lot more Twiglety, isn't it, than that. These are like really flat, something different, something unique. This, yeah. Let's see what happens to them. Yes, I am a grown man smelling my oven. The smell, the waft, take some of it. The Marmite smell is strong, and also the Marmite itself with the heat in there is sort of bubbling and caramelizing on there, so maybe it'll bake on dry to our twigs. Those are about ready. Those are literally ready. That is 8 minutes. The smell is insane. I'll come back to this in a minute. I'm just gonna say I've got some spare dough here, and I thought, oh right, it's just, I haven't painted it, I can just roll it. Ah. Oh dear. Wow. Well, some of them look burnt. Some of them have puffed up a little bit, like this one has actually puffed up, look at that. And the ones that I rolled, look, they look actually pretty darn good. So I'm gonna let these cool down. Where I rolled these, I might give these another little brush in our Marmite mixture, and then I've got 2 more ideas. Yeah, this is still actually okay, so I'm just getting a very light coating. Oh my gosh. Yeah, in fact, now I've brushed them, like, hang on a sec, you wouldn't have wet Twiglets, whereas the theory of this, where it's kind of got that baked ingrained colour on it, does look like it's worked. So it's kind of like a mix between the two. So those are too flat, but if they've got the shape, but possibly the texture when you bite into it, which I'll find out in a bit, we could have nailed it. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 more attempts with the dough. I really want to get that sort of knobbly, bumpy vibe to it. So we're gonna make a dough just the same as before, except this time I'm gonna roll it up as we saw we had a good success with that, and then chill it. This reminds me a little bit of when you make biscuit dough for custard creams. I've done recipes on that before. So if you chill it, it should hold the shape, and then we'll paint it. I'm gonna do the exact same theory with this, except to help try and get a bit more of bumps in it, we're gonna add a secret ingredient. We're gonna add a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna make these doughs just as before. This is working. I think we're gonna nail this. This is, come on now, calm yourselves down. This is the normal dough that I've shaped and rolled. I'm gonna put it just to one side. I found a system that works. I feel like Doc Brown. It works. So you take your strip like before, right? Pinch it together so you get that curve again. You see, like that. So it's got a little bit of a seam. Get some water and just run it along there, and then pinch it together to close it up. And then once it's all pinched as best you can with the residual flour on the board, just roll it back and forth like that, and it hides it. Amazing. So now you've got yourself a huge Twiglet, or you can halve it roughly to the size of the proper ones. I'll take that. You can start to make your shape, so you can push in like give it like a stumpy end like that, do a kink in the middle and roll it, but make sure you roll in between and sort of push to keep that roundness like that. And you're kind of left with, wow, a Twiglet. Yes! So I've already done that, and I'm repeating it again. This, as I say, is the bicarbonate of soda dough. It could go crazy, but it's only in there for 6 minutes. Okay, so I've got the standard dough ones that we rolled before here, and the bicarbonate of soda ones, which are looking just as awesome right on this one, so I'll be able to know which one's which. Oh, no! Ah! I just remembered I've got to cover them in Marmite, haven't I? Oh my gosh! Alright, so here's one idea I had, where we literally plunge the thing into the Marmite mixture like that. rather than painting it. I mean, that's worked. That is actually working. Nice. It's worth it though. I feel like, I mean, I could paint them like we did before, but I just feel like I'm part of the recipe now. I like this. Let's see how easy that is. Oh yeah. You can either do it the neat way or the messy way. Doing both works. I'm going to carry on dunking because that's fun. Is this what they mean when you see on a packet of crisps when it says hand-cooked crisps? Is this what they do in the factory? Imagine that. Ah! All right, there we go. So I'm going to repeat those steps with the bicarbonate of soda ones, and then we'll bake them. Why do I like Twiglets but not straight Marmite? Here we go then, folks. I did actually paint these other ones much neater, but that was quite fun to dunk them. I think I got a bit more coverage on that side there. My high-tech method of working out which one is the bicarbonate of soda. Can you work out? Yes. The S. My snake, my Twiglet S. NASA patented, approved. Now, having a cheeky taste of these first batch we did now. Oh! Ooh, a little stronger than normal Twiglets, I think. A little bit, teeny bit too much Marmite, but the texture is there. I think I might have slightly overcooked them at the 8 minutes rather than, it does say 6 to 8, but these were thin and they weren't rolled up. Oh, I forgot we had the rolled up ones that I did before. They actually look quite authentic, don't they? But obviously I just brushed the Marmite on, which is now clean and set on there. Hey? I think by brushing the Marmite on, it's taken some of the actual crispness out of it, but we're not going to be doing that with those ones. This might work. I kind of feel like I wish that I did more letters now. Never mind. Could do like alphabet Twiglets. All because of you, mate. Don't worry, Mr. Bean, you'll soon be leaving me. I'm doing you on a Patreon giveaway, but we've had some fun times together. I've just taken them out of the oven. Look at them. They look amazing. I'm like a proud father. I am a proud father, but you know what I mean. Wow. I think they've both worked. Just the bicarbonate of soda ones are really puffed up. So if that is the case and the bicarbonate of soda ones are puffed up massively, using some of the spare dough I've got, I can make really small ones like that and then they'll puff up to normal size. They turn out like that. Ah! I just gotta let them cool down. Alright, let's see where we're at. This is what they're supposed to look like. They're so consistent in size, they're like bones. In fact, there's a lot less bumps in it than I thought, actually. We started off with these really thin ones, okay? They were alright, but they cooked so quickly. And they've got the crunch, but they're flat. Then we did the rolled up version. These were baked for a slightly shorter amount of time. Ooh, and they're soft. It's like Twiglet cake. Then we did the first batch of bicarbonate of soda ones, which really made them go crazy like spears. Ah! And again, the flavour on that, the taste is almost identical, but too soft. You see? It really is like Twiglet cake, and I'm not making that. So to try and compensate for the bicarbonate of soda, making it go a bit bigger, and to also try and get that crunch, we basically repeated it by brushing it, rolling it thinner, and baking it for a teeny bit longer. Huh? Airy as well, look, airy! We've nailed it. I mean, they are a bit more intense. It's almost like when I like cheese more when it's melted. Baked Marmite, all of a sudden I like it, but they are more intense in flavour than these. They taste fresher, there's a better crunch. I'm just a little bit gutted that we didn't quite get the bumps on it, but they are really, really good. Oh, doing like the project videos like this is probably one of my favourite ones to do at the moment. I've actually had some requests to do a Twix and homemade Aero recently. I know Anne Reardon, the Australian lady, she's done that already, so I might take some inspiration from there. Any requests, do send them in on social media, and don't forget to send any photos of any recipes you do, any of them, even from the 1500 videos here to date. Subscribe for regular videos and food fun, and I think we should let the Twiglet connoisseur, Mrs. Barry, who absolutely loves these things, see if these pass the test. You love Twiglets, don't you?
I do. I like them too.
Do you? Well, take these are supposed to be my best ones that I made.
Okay. Oh wow!
Is that good?
It's just like them.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yummy.
Oh, well done.
So nice, aren't they?
They taste exactly the same. They
Right.
look a little bit different, but they taste exactly the same.
Mhm.
You want to try one that's not the same?
What are they?
Well, I made them a bit too big and they're more like cake.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's that consistency thingy.
That's just like a Marmite sandwich.
Well, are they approved?
Yeah, well done.
That is so good.
Really? I can't believe it.
Next, you need to make mini cheddars.
No way.
Check your level, player. No matter what your style, the kitchen's for me. Someone's moustache, goatee, maybe all three.